morning, grade 10. How are you today? Can I have a heart emoji or sticker in the comment section, please? If active, wala ka mo, if bugtaw na bala ang tanan. Can I have, sa ano lang guys, sa message, in-call messages, kitaon din yun. Wala pa may, kitaon na. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Samantha, Ruby. Yan, thank you. So, start. Thank you for ways in which you provide us all. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds. Now, on what we are about to learn, inspire us by your Spirit as we listen and write. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. So, I know that everyone is feeling good, bugtaw na gid, no? So before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am your teacher in MAPE grade 10 for this school year 2022 to 2023, starting in your third quarter to fourth quarter. Together with me is Sir Kenneth, Sir Ma'am Cleo, and Ma'am Angel. So I am Ma'am Aprilline D. Alba, a Bachelor of Physical Education, a graduate student from the College of Bascar. So, in this class, I want you to be participative kid kay we may know no kung base karon may ara karon nga surprises, questions, then maklaim you ang prizes if may ara kita learning. Actually, this will be my first time in online classes with students. So, and also, if you have any concerns, you can raise the raise hand button here in the lower portion of the Google Meet. So, let's start. So, in this online meeting, I want you to observe the following etiquette. First is be kind to others. So, even if this is an online class, I want you to be respectful to each others when there are uh, your classmate is asking questions. I don't want you to be laughing to each other or there are kung hindi siya kaintindi, ama na siya. And also, there are tendencies na magkasala ang teacher. So I want you to correct me because it is namig it guys nga maka-learn ako from you and you can learn from me. Then next is listen to your teacher. Third, focus in class discussion and participate actively. Fourth is be prepared and always do your best. Okay, guys? Not only ako ang mag-grade sa inyo, kay, also Ma'am Christine. Okay, so before we start our lesson, let's take up what you have discussed in your arts grade 10. Is anyone is available kung sino discuss what you have learned from your previous lesson in arts 10? Anyone? You can raise hand button, please. Anyone? Wala ka mo guys sila ka prize. Feeling ko important ko dyan ang price bisan wala pa sweldo si teacher. Anyone who would like to have any idea? If wala, ako na lang mag-question. Anyone here do you have an idea about the advertising photography? I will give points, mga 5 points. And diri akong ballpen, kag diri akong paper, i-list down ko kung sino ang ka-participate. Anyone? Kung wala matukso na lang ako. Wait. Can I have Nika Tondo? Do you have any idea what is advertising photography? Um, Nika. Ah, okay.
Ma'am,
Okay, I have here, thank you, Nika. I have here Ruby Samantha de Ocampo. Ruby, do you have any idea about advertising photography?
For me lang, ma'am, and my own understanding, ma'am, it is like shooting images, ma'am, to attract people bala, ma'am, para magamit sang companies sa ila campaign kag amo na gani, ma'am, to attract people nga mag-buy or ano bala, ma'am, mag-donate or either amo na.
Okay, correct. That is correct, no? It is used for the advertising and ginagamit siya sa mga magazines. Ano na siya? Samantha, do you have any additional
Ang
insight?
advertising photography, ma'am, uses technology, ma'am, and keeps up with the modern styles of ang art bala, ma'am, para mag-advertise ng products.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Samantha and Ruby. So, it is correct, no? Because in using advertisement photography, it is a lot. There are also use technologies such as ang mga technologies or gadgets and applications. It is also a type of photography that focuses in taking pictures. So, another one, last. How about the ambient media? Do you have any idea? Anyone here in the grade 10? Ambient media. I know na take up yun ni siya last time. Review na lang ni siya, guys. Anyone? Okay, we have Jocelyn. Jocelyn?
Ang para sa sa'kin ma'am, tell sila stories from day-to-day activities such as mga cooking and stuff like that ma'am.
Okay, very good. Daw, ang advent media, forman siya sa advertising, but also it surrounds kung ano ang aton aspects sa aton everyday life. So, do you have any questions with regards to your previous lesson? Wala man? Okay, so now we will start na gid ang aton lesson. So in this lesson, we will talk about the stories mediated by screens. It's basically some animation. So I have here, I'm going to present a video, then kindly observe the video, what kind of video, and afterwards I will give a question. Kung sino makahatag question, answer karon, may price kanakan. Okay, so kindly observe.
Ma'am, excuse me, may sound di man na siya, ma'am?
Ay, may ara sound?
Wala siya, ma'am,
Ay,
wala siya
wala
may sound.
sound. Okay, wait. Wala ba sound? Okay, I'll try na lang ko na ko niya earphones. No. Okay, let's try again. Here.
Akala ko ice tea.
May ara na?
Akala ko reverse, yun pala.
Yes, ma'am.
Akala ko kasya, yun pala hindi. Akala ko tama, yun pala mali. Ganda ng kinakanta mo ah. Spanish ko lang kumanta niyan, no? Alam mo, hindi ka nagkakatama. Parokya ni Edgar kumanta nun. Ay, ganun? Kala ko, Spanish Cola eh. May nagsabi ba sa'yo nung bata ka na sumusunod daw yung buwan sa'yo pag tumatakbo ka? Tapos, ikaw na natiwala, ginawa mo naman. Wow, tignan nyo, sumusunod sa akin yung buwan. Pre, itigil mo nga yung katangahan mo. Hindi sumusunod sa'yo yung buwan. Kaya lang naman parang sumusunod sa'yo yung buwan, dahil napakalayo nito. Kahit pa magtatatakbo ka at pumunta ka sa malayong lugar, kita ka pa rin ng buwan. Ganun ba? Sayang-saya pa naman ako. Kala ko, hinahabol ako ni Moonchan. Moonchan? Naranasan nyo na din bang pumasok sa maling classroom? Yung dire-diretso ka sa pagpasok dahil akala mo classroom viewer? Kotek yan. Tinginan pa yung mga tao sa'yo pagpasok mo eh. Napabili na din ba kayo ng pagkain dahil nakita nyo sa picture na napakasarap? Tapos nung titikman nyo na, hindi pasok sa panlasa nyo, maraming beses na ako nabiktima ng ganito eh. Kaya kapag nangyayari sa akin yun, napapasabi na lang ako ng never again. Nung bata ako,
Okay, so that's it, no? I think it's 6 minutes, so hindi man gid naton pwede madugayan. So, is there anyone who have an idea about the video? What can you say about the video that is being presented? Do you have any idea? Yes, Rudolph Gian Magbanwa.
Siya, ma'am.
Okay, very good.
Storytelling.
Yes, very good. Relate bala ka mo sa mga mention or ang story sang Pinoy animation? Sino ang relate dire? Yes, si Rudolph, o di ba? Kay ang especially dire sa College of Ed, same classrooms. That's why especially ang sa classroom to balaaw bisan kami mga teachers nagasala man kami especially kagapon nagklase tani kami sa grade 4 dayon ara ka dito sa dalaman na classroom abi namon sa Babaw. So any other questions? So have you ever watched this kind of video? Like may mga familiar ka mo? Familiar bala ka mo? Yes, very good. Thank you. So in this lesson, we will talk about the some animation. So before that, here is your learning objective. So at the end of this lesson, you are expected to distinguish characteristic of animated content mediated by screens and analyze the elements and principles of design as well as the technologies that give these characteristics. Next is identify and note a creative associated with animation. Then third is discuss in written and oral form the ideas and technological changes informing the creation of selected examples. Next is determine the range of creative expression mediated by screens that are adopted in the Philippines. And lastly is to explore how ideas inform creations by creating an output. So let's proceed for the introduction. I have a question. How is technology changing the way animators tell stories? So mamangkot ko ni siya karon liwat after ay may ara na kamo sabat. Later guys, after natin discussion, mabalik kita sa question niya na. Okay? So let's proceed. What is animation? So basically, animation, who can read? Yes, Ruby.
Animation came from the Latin word animatio, which means the act of bringing life. Animo, or to animate or give life to, and atio, the act of. A process of making moving images from illustrated two-dimensional or in the round three-dimensional figures.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So basically, animation is it's somewhat stick figures or mga still figures na siya, and then ginamanipulate lang to appear to have a moving images. So for example, in this first picture, which is the matches, kita niyo na siya ang match. Bali, daw GIF na siya, then amo ni ang process ng paghimo. Then first is may ara ang complete match, then madraw sang may light na sang apoy, then so on and so forth, gadugay, nagapudpod ang match. Then here in the other side is it is an individual or a boy nga nagawalk, and it is an ginadraw siya nga vice versa nagawalk from right to left. Ano na siya. So gets, okay, gets, raise your hand kung gets ang animation. Okay. Okay, thank you. Ay, mga active yun siya ang apat, ang lima. Oh, thank you. So, with animation, what do you call ang mga nagahimo sang animation? Do you have any idea? Yes, Miguel Anton. Ano ang tawag? Do you have any idea? Yes, Jocelyn.
Ma'am,
Okay, si Anton. Sorry.
ah,
Proceed.
ang animation, ma'am, kung anong animation.
What do you call the artist? Do you have any idea?
Hmm. Uh,
Ani?
ma'am.
Animators. Okay. Okay lang. Thank you, Miguel Anton. So, we have the animators. So, they are the one nga gahimo sa animation. So, these are the artists who specialize in the creation of animation. It creates multiple images known as frames which give an illusion of movement. They are also making a storyboard in which ginagamit nila sa maghimo sa mga script, and then ginhimuan sa story so that ang mga ginhimo ng mga story i-present nila sa mga clients. Yes, Ruby.
Wala, napindot lang.
Okay. Sige, thank you. So, gets kung ano ang mga animator. So, they are the one yung mga hero, gid na siya. Basically, ang animation daw kuti siya yung muon, no? Hindi gid as an artist is patience kag motivation. So, let's proceed to the next. So, when we say animation, it can be recorded on either analog media such as who can read the four recorded media? Yes, Janine?
Flipbook, motion picture, videotape, digital media,
Continue, please.
including formats such as animated GIF, flash animation, digital animations. To display animation, a digital camera, computer, or projector are used along with new technology that are produced.
Okay, thank you. So, animation, pwede siya mahimo to flipbook. Basically, man-drawing ikaw, for example, amo na siya ang drawing. Nag-draw ikaw sang stickman. Then, first drawing ng stickman ikaw. Then, ang nag-stand straight na lang siya pala. And then, next page, ma-drawing ikaw nga ang stickman nagabayaw ka kamot. And then, next drawing, ang stickman naga-raise kahan. So when you're going to a shot na sanda or you will use videotapes, pwede na siya maging animation. So for the following lesson, ma-discuss kita so further different animations and kung sa diin halin ang animation. So next, I have here a video of an example of a flipbook para may idea ka mo ang flipbook. Okay? So kindly observe. So, amo na siya. Okay, do you have any idea naman no? Nakita niyo na siya sa mga YouTube, sa mga Facebook, like mga nagakita na sa mga kung mag-scroll ka mo sa inyong media. So, that is an example of an animation nga gihimo from a flipbook. So, let's proceed naman for the animated content. So, who can read? Yes, Jocelyn.
Animated content applied to games and website designs as motion graphics for the front end of the designs. The back end is under the domain of software engineering and beyond the scope of visual arts. Design creatives are split between website designer and website engineer. Creating aesthetically pleasing pages involve graphic design strategies as well as motion graphics taken from animation
Okay,
techniques.
thank you, Justine. That's correct, no? So, when we say animated content, that is the idea sang animator. We have here, for example, you're going to make an animation. So, we have a website design. So, when you're going to make a website, amo ni siya guys, ang himo sa mga layouts and ang ga-organize sa mga namig nga contents. And then for the website engineer, they are the one who makes the naga-encode. Sila na siya ang ga-encode kung paano mas maging mas smoothly ang pag-process or ang makita sa website ninyo. So get siya kung ano ang animation, animators, and the difference ng animated content. Kindly raise your hand the raise hand button if yes. Okay. So thank you. So let's have a review. What is the act of bringing life? Ano to gani kagina ah? Yes, Samantha.
Ang animation, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Or ang Latin word is animation. Animation. Okay. So next question. Animation can be recorded. You can give one or two. Yes, Ruby.
Motion picture, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Any other? Any other hands? Yes, Janine.
Flipbook, ma'am.
Yes, correct. So, flipbook, motion picture, videotape, and digital media. So, Lastly, design creative are split between two. Ano to? Yes, ang the history sang animation. Paano gid bala nag-umpisa ang animation? So, before that, animation can also be taken in the form of mobile phone, application, and created. So, sa imo nga phone, pwede ka gid kahimo sa nga animation or sa mga digital cameras. Basta any available gadgets, pwede gid na siya. Okay? So, let's proceed to the early typologies. Okay, so we have here the traditional animation. Who can read? Yes, Janine.
Traditional animation, also called cell animation or hand-drawn animation, process used for almost animated films of the 20th century. The individual frames of a traditionally animated film are photographs of drawings, first drawn on paper, traced or photocopied onto transparent acetate sheets called cells, which are filled in with paints in assigned colors or tones on the side opposite of line drawings. Images are displayed within the range of 24 to 60 frames per second.
Okay, thank you. So, traditional animation, we can call also a cell animation. Ang cell ni siya guys, amo ni siya ang ginadrawingan sa mga animators. What does it mean by the frames? Meaning, per pages na siya bala. Later on, I will be presenting a video on how to make a traditional animation. So, amo na siya ang process. Next. So here's an example of traditional animation way back in 1900s, which is the first film recorded on standard picture film and included animated sequence. So here, wait.
From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Kina daw tig isa-isa na siya guys. That was the first gig niya animation. Yan. Okay. So, amo na siya. It is an artist nga nag-draw and then may ara lang nga sa likod nga video or nag-picture then gina-combine nila through maging video and to make an animation. I have here another example. It is Humorous Faces of Funny Faces by Stuart Blackton. It is entirely animated film in 1906.
From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Wait, let's skip for about a minute. Are siya. Balitag isa-isa gid na siya guys gina-draw na. Okay. So, ano na siya guys. So, when we say animation, before, gina-draw good na siya. Unlike subong daw, may mga technologies na ginagamit. Yes, Rudolph, do you have any question?
Ma'am, so ba ano na ma'am stop motion abaling ginobra to kaya hindi mo to sa animation kaya hindi sa by
Again?
layer. Stop motion na ma'am ang ginobra bala nila.
Yes, correct. That is a stop motion. And stop motion, we're going to discuss it in the next page. I mean, it's the next slide, okay? So thank you, Rudolph. Okay, so we have here a last example of the traditional animation. So, in 1908, Phantasmagorie, a French artist, Emile created the first animated film using what come to be known as the traditional animation creation method. So, film is largely a consists of stick figure moving about and encountering all manner of morphing objects, a wine bottle that transforms into flower. So this animation is created by drawing each frame on the paper and then shoot each frame onto negative film. So before no, though complicated pag ang maghimo sa animation. But then today daw damo na sa mga different kinds of animation nga ato i-discuss. So there are also sections sa mga animation kung sa diin tag isa-isa gid na siya ginabutang para bala makita gid ang stories ang inyo nga animation na siya. So here is the video example of Phantasmagorie in 1908. Ay, sorry. Medyo wala lang ni siya guys ang sound. Muna siya. Though same lang man sa kagina, no? Pero daw consistent na ang amuni nga kind of animation. Stop motion, sakto si Rudolph. So, so that's it. So that was the three examples, which is the first, ang 1900s, ang enchanted drawing. Next is the humorous faces of funny faces. Then lastly is the phantasmagory. So let's proceed naman in the 1910. In 1910, the production of animated short films typically referred to as cartoons, and it became an industry of its own. So John Rudolph Gray, along with animator Earl Hurd, made and cell animation process. It is a procedure for cartoon short features. So nakakita na kamo guys ang cartoon. Have you seen ka mga bata kamo naga-watch kamo sa mga cartoons sa Nickelodeon, Disney, amo na siya bala. Sino naga-watch ni kindly raise your hand sino naga-watch? Wow, damo. Actually, amo na gid ang favorite ko before no, amo na gid kina-watch ko. Especially may mga TV pa kay subong daw ang mga bata wala na naga-TV no. Sa YouTube na lang sila go-watch but then it's still cartoon man gyapon ang dagi na lantaw. So, let's proceed to the next. So, Kirino Cristiani, who can read first? Yes, Anton, can read? Who can read this slide? Anyone? Yes, Miguel.
Yes, ma'am, ano to, ma'am?
Kindly read the slide, please, about Quirino.
Quirino Cristiani, an Italian Argentine cartoonist, made a satirical character El Peludo based on President
Igoven.
Irigoyen, patented in 1916 for the realization of his movies, including the world's first animated feature film El Apostol.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. So this is another example of a cartoon, and it is a film of relate na siya sa character niya El Peludo, It is a film of El Costo. Ano na siya guys, ang paghimo ng Dark Arts. So I have here another technique which is the roto. Yes, that's exactly. Amo na siyang ginagamit nanda. But then may ara pag ng mga different animations pag niya ginagamit type of animation. So i-discuss natin na subok. So here is an example of full animation. Full animation meaning amo ni siya ang process of producing traditionally animated films. Nag-use siya sang detailed drawings and plausible movement. Also, fully animated films can be made in variety of styles from those produced by the Walt Disney. Subong na wala na Disney but then namigid ang Walt Disney Studio nga paghimo nanda because ang childhood memories na siya naton. So for example is ang Little Mermaid, next is Beauty and the Beast, and lastly is the Aladdin and the Lion of the King. Sino nakakita sa mo nga mga um, full animation nga mga movies na siya yeah. Actually wala ako nakita ang Mermaid pero ang Beauty and the Beast kay Aladdin na nakita ko na siya. So gets everyone, full animation naman na siya ang mga nakita natin sa Walt Disney. So let's proceed to the another animation na made by Hanna-Barbera. It is the Huckleberry Hound. Have you seen this movie in the Cartoon Network? Have you seen this? Kindly raise your hand if you have seen this movie. Yes, in year 2000, muna siya mga cartoons. So, it is the first
Good morning, everyone. So please wait for a minute while si Ma'am April nag-set up sa giyang internet connection. Okay, so please review the lessons, nice. Kay kung balik siya, ma-review, i-review lang yung lesson. Okay, so please hold on for a minute.
hello everyone. Sorry, nadula ako guys. Let me present again my presentation. Medyo nadula ang waves so connects diri sa ano no, sa NAP. Okay. Am I sharing the screen na ba? Okay. Okay, okay. So let's continue. So let's proceed to next slide. So we have here another other animations. So aside from the traditional, we have also the stop motion animation. So what was said kagina, ang mga animation before until today, ginagamitan siya sang stop motion animation. So it is used to describe animation created by physically manipulated real world objects and photographing them one frame of film at a time to create the illusion of the movement. So, the same with other full animation, tag-isa-isa man na siya. Aside sa draw, yes, Shaun the Sheep. Sino galantaw? Sina. Favorite ko na siya before gahampang. I mean, wala, gahambal ang Shaun the Sheep. Then, aside sa Shaun the Sheep daw may ara, pagid iba no nga animation film. But then, ang daw sikat, it is ang Shaun the Sheep, right? Right? Okay. So you can also, yes, correct. Valleys and grommet. Tama na siya, ang isa. And also, one frame at a time siya, picture gina siya guys ha, gina-adjust nila ang movement sang object bala, example aman na siya. And then ginatag isa picture gid na siya. Later on makita na siya kung paano himuon ang stop motion animation. So, for example, another example is ang Corpse Bride. Aman na siya. Kita niya na ang movie. 'Di ba? Naman na siya ang story. It's about a love story sang living and a dead um, married women. So next, aside from stop animation, aside sang we have also the traditional. Wait, sorry. So I have here the stop motion animation example. So first frame, amo na siyang sample, no? Amo na siyang object. I think this is a boat, no? And frame 1, diri sa side. Frame 2, dire. Frame 3 sa may center part na siya, and then frame 4 sa may gilid na siya. So when you combine these four frame, you will have this kind of animated example. So amo na siya guys ang one example sa stop motion animation. Simple lang ni siya, bali 4 frames pa lang ni siya. But then ang iba niya animation mga 26 frames yun in total depending sa kahaba sang story or depende sa kahaba sang film. Siya. Then, let's have the traditional stop motion animation. Aside sa stop motion, we have the traditional. It is usually less expensive, but then time consuming it to produce the current computer animation. So when we say traditional, tag isa-isa nga pag-picture, amo na taging hambal ko gina. Aside sa computer animation, ma-discuss na siya later on, but then computer animation, ginagamitan na siya sa technology. Okay? So aside from stop motion and traditional, we also have ang sikat is ang clay animation. We have the clay animation. So examples ng clay animation is ang Caroline. Favorite movie ko na siya ang Caroline. Then ano na siya ang iba ang Wallace. Ano na siya. So, dami siya mga movies nga clay no, pero daw uti lang gid siya mahimuon. But then, nami siya lang tawan as a viewer. But then, if you are the animator, pudlay, need gid sang patience. But then, damo man na kamo upod if you want to be an animator someday. So, here's an example of some claymation. First is in the US, 1957 to 1967 is the Gumby Show. Next is the Morph Shorts. Then next is the Wallace and Gromits. Next is the John Skajmahar Dimensions of Dialogue. And lastly is the Door. Then we have here an example of traditional. Wait, na-lost ako. Wait lang guys, sorry. So, I have here the traditional stop motion animation. Amo ni siya ang example sa paghimo kang stop motion animation. Okay, so traditional.
You photograph them with a camera mounted above a table and connected to capture software, just like we do with our stop motion work. To animate in this way, you first need a way of registering your pages, basically keeping your drawings lined up. The traditional method is to use a peg bar. This is a piece of plastic with three pegs, two rectangular and a circle one in the middle. Buying the peg bar is pretty inexpensive. The paper, less so. But you can punch your own by using a badge hole punch, which has the ability to punch both shaped holes in order. Although if you're drawing this way, do watch out for your drawings changing size. You can see in mine that my queen shrinks over time. To avoid this, draw out the key poses first and then add in the in-between drawings after. If you are ever unsure, you can always refer back to your first drawing just to check as well. When you have finished drawing out your sequence, before colouring or inking, it is best to make sure that it moves well. You can flick your drawings in your hand, a bit like a flipbook, or you can photograph them into the computer, just like we do with our stop motion, and play it back as a sequence. When you are happy, feel free to colour and ink. In my particular animation, I wanted the balls to look like pearls, and this was hard to achieve with coloured pencil.
So that's it, guys. That is an example of traditional stop motion animation. So you can also use different technology. But then before gid, wala gid na siya, no? Drawing lang gid ang ginagamit. And you have also to connect gid. Once mahimo kasi isa ka frame, dapat the next frame, it must be connected or the same figures and the same drawing sa una mga animation or ang imong animation drawing. So next, here's an example of claymation animation. Basically, they use it's all made out of clay, but then others use ang wire para ma-move bala ang mga kamot sa mga the artist clay naton. So, amo na siya. Here's an example kung paano himuon ang claymation sa set. Chicken run. When kung maghimo wala ka mo sa example sa Shaun the Sheep, dapat every mouth nga maghambal ang sheep dapat may ara man nga example of clay. That's why daw dugay na siya himuon and grabe gid ang patience ng aton mga artists. That's why we need to give our respect for them kid. Okay? So aside from the full animation, stop motion animation, traditional stop motion animation, and claymation, we have the strata cut animation. Are you familiar with this? You can answer in the comment section, guys, if you're shy. Nakikita na kamo sa strata cut animation? Familiar kamo sa amuning kind of animation? Wala? Diri pa kamo? Am I still audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Okay, thank you. So, are you familiar with strata cut animation? Anyone? No? Familiar ka mo? So, wala, no? So, who can read the strata cut animation? Who can read? Can you raise the raise hand button, please? Hello, am I audible? Okay, okay. So Ruby, proceed please.
Ah, yes, ma'am. Strata cut animation is a form of clay animation in which a long bread-like loaf of clay, internally packed, tight, and loaded with varying imagery, is sliced into thin sheets with the animation camera taking a frame of the end of the loaf for each cut.
Okay, thank you. So, the difference from the claymation and the strata cut animation, ang strata cut, nag-use man siya gapon sang clay, but then, different colors na gyud na siya. Aside sang clay animation, you only see three colors, then each character may ara nga intended color gid. But then in strata, though complicated na siya himuon kay nag-isa-isahon mo gid na siya guys. And then though ka form ka. So when you cut it, each when you slice the clay or the strata, so kada picture mo na may form or may image nga mapakita. So I have here an example sang strata cut. So here, clay na siya guys, use of clay man na siya. Medyo low quality lang. Grabe no? So, amo to siya. That is the strata cut animation. So, claymation is, muna siya makita sa mga movies, strata cut is super short lang yun na siya guys. Hindi siya, pwede man siya maging movie depending on the concepts ng artist. Okay? So, aside from the claymation and the strata. Another related animation is the count-out animation. It is a type of stop-motion animation produced by moving two-dimensional pieces of material, paper, or a cloth. So, for example, you're going to draw a person and then you're going to paste its paper or a cloth. Then you can make a story with it, no? And have something like this. Yeah. Later on, we will have a game. You're going to determine what type of animation. So let's proceed with the silhouette animation. So aside from the clay animation, strata cut animation, and the cut out animation, we have the silhouette animation. Silhouette meaning ang background mga color is different. Like rainbow na siya or pwede man niya one color only. And then the artist or the animated is only black. So that makita ang silhouette sang animation. So it is a variant of cut-out animation in which the characters are backlit and only visible as silhouettes. Okay, gets? So makita niyo na guys no ang difference sang yes. Hindi ko makita. Oh, okay, nakita ko diri si Rudolph. Naghihimo siya sang silhouette. Will meet. Oh, makita na siya sa inyo. Na, di ko guys makita. Like kung sino lang garisan. Okay, so aside from the silhouette, sa clay, and the strata, nami siya no, damo ang different kinds of animation kung ano nilang git. Aside sa mga cartoons, animation, so here are the other animation. So aside from that, we also have the model animation. When we say the model animation, amo na siyang mahimo kabala ka imo nga imo figure. For example, ang bag-o nga app subong ang daw ano kini ang app na ang body something bondi ang bondi kay di ba gahimo kato na sang daw aton yung figure if you want to be gamay ang ilong pero animated siya amo na siya ang sample sa model animation. Another example of model animation is the Sims. Kita niyo na ang game nga Sims. Amo na siya ang isa pag yun nga example. Okay, so gets? If gets, kindly send me isang sticker na nga heart. Kasi tulog na bala ka buka. Pag wala na gamati. Yay! Thank you, Miguel Anton. Okay, so let's have a review. After sang damo nga mga animations nga nabalaan nyo, let's have a review lang. If you have an idea, if hindi, okay lang. Ari man di si teacher. So, what do you call the other term for traditional animation? Tandaan nyo to. What is the other term for traditional animation? Makita na siya guys sa inyo book actually. Yes, Ruby?
Ang cell animation, ma'am, or
Yes.
hand-drawn
Yes,
animation?
very good. It is called cell animation or the hand draw animation. Very good, Ruby. Next, in 1908, Emil Cole created the first animated film which is, what is it called? Ang ikatlo to bala, ang after sa traditional, ano to, ang ikatlo. Mag-present ko nga video gina from the traditional. Ang pinaka-first film gid. Start with letter F. Any idea? Yes, very good. Phantasmagory. Very good. Okay, next. Three. It is a technique used by Max Fleischer in 1917. It is used by the live acting man, ama na siya. So, what type? Yeah, Samantha. Nahambal ni kagina ni
Rotoscoping, ma'am.
yes, very good. Rotoscoping. Ginagamit na siya also sa Star Wars and other movies diri subong sa pinapresent sa mga movies ano na siya. And lastly, it uses figures made out of clay or similar millable material to create a stop motion animation. What is it? Yes, Rudolph.
Claymation, ma'am.
Yes, very good. It is the claymation. So, ang keyword dito is ang clay. Actually, may ara pa man iba, but then, always remember, ang claymation is nagagamit lang gina siya sa clay and sometimes, ang figures nanda, may ara na sa sulod nanda ang wire or is a full clay gid na siya ang gamit sa mga animators ta. Okay? So, aside sa mga traditionals, we already know the traditional animation sa mga dati nga ginaobra. Let's proceed naman sa mga modern or ang digital innovations with regards the animation. So, we have here first is the computer animation. Who can read? Yes, Samantha.
Computer animation has become popular since Toy Story 1995, the first feature-length animated film completely made using this technique. Encompasses a variety of techniques. 2D animation techniques tend to focus on image manipulation, while 3D techniques usually build virtual worlds in which characters and objects move and interact.
Okay, thank you. So, computer animation, amo na siya guys, ang ginagamit subong. Like mostly a lot of artists is using computer and we all have actually mga gadgets and as a naka-innovative, diri na kata sa 20 to 21st century, a lot of artists are using animation. You can be an animator, anyone can be an animator as long as you have the passion and patience, no? So, example of animation is first is The Lion King, next is The Prince of Egypt, then lastly, Akira and the Spirit Away in Japan 2001. So, here are the examples. Have you seen this movie? I think Lion King, no? Nakita nyo, get? Wow, ginagamit yun na ang sticker. Balaan nyo lang subong, no? Kita ko lang man na siya actually last time. Okay, so amo na siya, computer animation. Tandaan guys sa computer animation, these are the examples. Lion King, Prince of Egypt. Ano siya. Next, aside from computer animation, we have the cel-shaded animation. So, kagina, ang traditional animation, tawag na siya is other term sang cell animation. But then, in the digital innovation, we have the cell-shaded animation. When we say the cell-shaded animation, gayus siya sang traditional animation, nagamimic sa traditional, that then nagayus man siya sang computer software. But then, some of the animations are look with less blending of color, kag mga wala siya daw ano na pala, hindi aside sa full animation kita na siya daw nami ang pag-blending, but then diri sa cell shaded animation hindi siya gawa naka blended ano na siya. So aside from the two, aside from the computer animation and the cell shaded animation, we also have the here. Wait. Ay, let me first present the ways on how to make a cell animation. Okay, here.
Cell animation is the topic today. We're going to show you how they did actual
It
studio
is
cell animation.
pinky at ang
We're going to
movie
use
niya.
the Pink Panther today to show you how it
This is the
works.
cell. Amo na siya ang
Cell animation is a
ginamin niya
combination
cell.
of multiple cells put together to make one scene. And what you're seeing here is 1/24th of a second. There are 24 frames or 24 shots just like this for every second of film. And you'll get to see the inside backstage steps it takes to actually produce a cell animated short. Coming soon to
Amazing,
YouTube
right?
here on the Art Professor channel.
Yes, that's it. So, amo na siyang example sa cell shaded animation. So, here's some example, other examples ng cell shaded, which is the Skyland, the Iron Giant, Faturama, the Legend of Zelda, and the Appleseed Ex Machina. So, okay, gets ninyo? Ano to gani ang tatlo Ano ang tatlong animations from digital innovation? Ano ang tatlo? You can open your microphone. Who wants to answer? The three. I mean the two. The two animation. Yes, Janine. The two animation only.
Computer
Yes.
animation and cell shaded animation.
Okay, very good. It is the computer and cell animation. So aside from the two, we also have the Go Motion. It is a variant of model animation that uses various techniques to create a motion of blur between frames of film. It is also invented by Industrial Light and Magic and Philippine Tipa to create special effects. Yes, Samantha.
Ay, ma'am, sorry na
Ah,
pindot.
okay. Okay, it's fine. So, na siya guys, no? Ng Star Wars Saga continues. Example of
W na
the
sa ma'am, namin
Go.
namin na sa ma'am. So, legit,
Yes?
no tap, namin. Dadam no, namin na sa ma'am.
That's correct. It is. So, aside sa Go Motion, may ara, pag kita guys, tamo pa ni. Aside from that, bongga-bongga, ang mga stickers, diyan mga heart kag-clap. Okay, so aside from the Go Motion, we have the pixelation. Pixelation, it involves the use of live human as stop motion character. So, syempre, aside from the-drawing ikaw, the-drawing man ikaw through use of the computer and aside sa mga objects na pwede mo magamit as an animation, individuals or mga person or kita nga mga human being can be also used as a animation, and that is with the use of the pixelation. Okay, gets? Okay, so next is the live action animation. Here is an example of the live action animation. I think may ara